Sacramento State is mindful in acknowledging that the land that we stand on today was, and continues to be, occupied by the indigenous people of this area, the Miwok, Nadu, and Nisenan. Recognizing their culture that is rich with spiritual ties to the land and waters that resonate with their traditions, we are humbled and take this opportunity to thank and honor those indigenous people of this area. Sacramento State recognizes the importance of acknowledging the indigenous people of this area and asks that you consider your ancestors and your relationship to the land you are on. Hello, my name is Diana Tate-Vermeer. Thank you for joining this virtual celebration. As Sacramento State's Vice President for Inclusive Excellence and the university's Diversity Officer, I am humbled and honored to welcome you to the public virtual launch of Sacramento State's first comprehensive fundraising campaign. On the Rise, the campaign for Sacramento State will accelerate Sacramento State's impact on individual lives, diverse communities, Sacramento, California, and the world. In my 3 years at Sac State, I have seen firsthand how the power of philanthropy has transformed the lives of our students, faculty, staff, and community. Philanthropic support was instrumental in Sacramento State's 2020 convocation that brought speakers Ibram X. Kendi and Sean Harper to support a campus conversation on issues of racism and injustice. Every dollar invested in Sacramento State makes a difference. I invite you to learn more about the On the Rise campaign, its impact to date, and what you can do to make a difference.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Muganzo-Murphy.
And I'm Donna Basic Tack Walters. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to start the broadcast with some breaking news. Sacramento State has made history today by launching the university's first comprehensive fundraising campaign. Here to tell us more, live on the scene, is Lindsay Herring.
Thank you, Donna. Yes, I'm here on the Sacramento State campus, home of the Hornets, who today announced they are launching the first comprehensive fundraising campaign in the school's history called On the Rise. Now, Donna, the significance of the On the Rise campaign is that every person in the Sacramento State community is working together to achieve one unified goal. And that goal is, get this, to raise $225 million. That's a lot of money, I know, but leadership at the school informed me that that amount of money is needed if the university is going to continue to prepare students and grow its programming and infrastructure to meet the demands of our future society. And they have a solid plan that focuses on 3 areas for fundraising $225 million. Those 3 things are students, knowledge, and community. I'm with Lisa Cordoza, Vice President for University Advancement at Sacramento State. She's here to tell us more about this plan and where all the money is going. Thanks for joining us, Lisa. So tell us more about the 3 pillars for the On the Rise campaign.
Sure, thanks for having me, Lindsay. Our first pillar, of course, is students. Sacramento State always puts students first. And as a teaching university, first and foremost, everything we do here at Sac State is for our students. We want to make sure that our students have an excellent and inclusive educational experience and really feel like they belong here, especially when you consider nearly 1/3 of our student population are first in their family to go to college.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yes, so scholarships are obviously a great way to help our students with their education, so we want to encourage our donors to give to scholarships. We also, though, want to take a holistic approach to the college experience for all of our students. So we are also seeking to raise money for things such as student life, community and affinity centers, our athletics program, undergraduate research and internship opportunities, and wellness programs such as the CARES and the food pantry.
As a current student, I'm really happy to hear that you are working hard to raise money to support us. But I'd also like to know more about the other fundraising goals. For example, what do you mean that you're going to raise money for knowledge?
Good question, Lindsay. By knowledge, we mean that we want to raise funds to elevate our faculty and our innovative programming. Everything from nursing to real estate, the arts, social justice, the Carlson Center and our entrepreneurship programs, business, the sciences, and all the humanities. We want to push the boundaries of knowledge in all areas because the more knowledge we create and the more knowledge we share, the better off we as a society will be.
Absolutely. And what about community? Will you be raising money for Sacramento?
Well, not quite, but because of the work we do at Sacramento State, in a way, yes. We'll be helping the Sacramento State community here locally, but also our community throughout the world. As you may know, Sacramento State has been nationally recognized by the Carnegie Foundation for our hands-on, community-engaged scholarship, and we have committed to being a university that is anchored in the community. All of this, coupled with the fact that we are located in the capital city, in a state with the world's 5th largest economy, means that the work we do here at Sacramento State has a tremendous positive ripple effect throughout our region, the state, and even the world. So, through On the Rise, we want to make sure that important work can continue for generations to come.
Well, it sounds like a very worthwhile goal that will benefit a lot of people. We wish you the best of luck. Now, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Lindsay. Now for today's top stories. Governor Newsom's office selected Sacramento State's Gerontology Department to be one of the few select organizations to help seniors who are isolated because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The governor's office said they selected Sacramento State because of its nationally recognized gerontology program, which focuses on the physical, mental, and social aspects of aging. Many seniors in the area have said the friendships forward with Sacramento State students who call regularly to check on the seniors have been invaluable for their mental health and overall well-being during this time.
Sacramento State's Crisis Assistance and Resource Education Support, also known as the CARES Office, has also stepped up in a big way to meet the needs of students and faculty recently. The CARES Office programs are supported by philanthropic donations, has awarded numerous emergency grants for students who have experienced financial hardship because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many students stated that this support has made all the difference between them staying in school or having to drop out. Sacramento State also invested significantly to support an online teacher training to help Sacramento State faculty learn best practices of virtual teaching and help better manage Zoom sessions. This preparation made all the difference for the start of the 2020-2021 academic school year, in which the CSU system took a leadership role in being the first university to announce it would be conducted learning primarily online for the entire academic year. University leadership said programs like these are an example of how Sacramento State is going above and beyond for its students and why they have one of the best four-year graduation rates in the CSU system, the nation's largest public school system. For more information on how Sacramento State is continuing to rise through this era of distance learning, we bring you this story.
1, 2.
Keeping an open mind, and there's always exceptions.
Action.
I like communicating with my classmates a lot.
You just want to talk to people, you know?
It's nice to see other people other than who you live with.
It feels alive being back together with the students.
You want to meet your teachers in person.
We're gonna have the Zoom running from back here over there, and we have a wireless mic, Professor Janos.
It feels normal, even though we're in a pandemic right now. It feels like an average day at school.
It's exceptionally important that we teach some of our classes with some face-to-face contact. Our faculty have done a tremendous job transitioning almost all of our courses to virtual. There are some things that they just can't learn virtually.
Well, if I can show this on camera, I have a slit right here, and I put my mouthpiece in here.
Today is our first day of auditions, and I think through the music making process, I think we'll find some healing and some sanity in this day and age.
To bring it back to your table. We have 17 students and we want to maintain social distancing, so we've split them into 2 classes so they can have the full 2-hour and 50-minute experience. And I have to jump back and forth between the 2 separate lab classes.
We want our students to be successful. We want our students and faculty and staff and community to be safe. We're having people wear masks. We're having people physically distance. We're extra cleaning rooms that they're in, and we've significantly minimized the number of people on campus.
Everybody's changing. Everybody's impacted in so many unusual ways. You went in the littlest ways you wouldn't think about it. We're going to be there to help with the rebound. We're going to be there with that help with the healing.
We have lots more to come in the next segment. Stay tuned.
Do you suffer from a lack of meaning in your life? Or wish you could make a positive impact on your community, but don't know how? Then look no further than Hornet Scholarships. Hornet Scholarships have been scientifically proven to eliminate stress for our students, advance a student's trajectory, open doors of opportunity for a greater diversity of students, and motivate and inspire students. Sound too good to be true? It's not. All this and more can happen by making a donation to Hornet Scholarships. Act now and you'll enjoy our On the Rise special. Side effects of giving to scholarships may include feeling great, increased caring and empathy, uncontrollable smiling, fulfillment of life goals, hugging people at random, and an enlargement of the heart. Ask your philanthropic professional to see how you can make an impact on the future of your community by giving to Sacramento State Scholarships today.
What does this person get for doing this every day? He won't become famous. He won't be on TV or become a social media influencer. He will become one of many. He does not receive things. What he receives is much more lasting. He realizes happiness. He receives what money can't buy. He witnesses lives changed for the better. He sees the world made more beautiful. He creates a future on the rise.
Oh, hello there. My name is Caitlin Shea. I'm a junior with an English pre-credential major and a music minor, as you can't tell. I've been kind of having a rough time and stuck in a rut. Don't get me wrong,
Hello,
I love my
everybody.
job. I
Welcome to
love giving
Sacramento
tours for the school, but the most living thing I see right now are plants, so it's a little difficult. I really miss this experience. I think when we go through experiences and people, we expect them to last forever, like a photograph in our mind that's imprinted. But I can't even begin to express the gratitude I made throughout this family at Sac State. the amount of love that they showed me that I would continue to show into my love for teaching and to want to help others and to learn and to grow as a person just as I did. That's what Sac State did for me. I was on the field every Saturday and I put my heart and soul into that, and that taught me how to do the same for when I go into the real world. And these moments right now I think about constantly. I think about being on the field with my friends, seeing my family, and having these moments all the time. And I am grateful that this school gave me this experience, that my job, these clubs that I joined, but especially these moments right now with the marching band and my friends. It was huge. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the future yet. I know I want to teach students especially, but I really want to teach them this eye-opening experience of opening their minds and loving and making friends and enjoying life, because I don't know what will happen, but all I know is Sac State is on the rise.
Welcome back. Sacramento State has a welcoming and inclusive campus that attracts students who have high expectations and a diversity of backgrounds, life experiences, and future ambitions. This diversity enriches, informs, and drives the university experience at Sacramento State. It also means that the university needs to have a variety of programs to support every student on their journey to achieving a college degree. To tell you more about what they are doing to support the whole student experience at Sacramento State, we have a new segment we're calling You Bet Your ASI We Do, Associated Students Incorporated. And here to share this week's segment is special guest reporter Danielle Munoz, who is the case manager of the CARES office. Welcome, Danielle.
Thanks, Donna. To kick off this segment, I have 3 questions to ask those of you at home. Okay, question number 1. The President's Circle at Sacramento State is a philanthropic group that gives money annually to support which initiatives at Sacramento State? A, the Food Pantry. B, the Seth Nelson Student Emergency Grant Fund. C, the Student Emergency Housing Fund. D, all of the above. Or E, none of the above. The answer is D, all of the above. Members of the President's Circle give $1,500 annually to an unrestricted fund, which President Nelson has used to ensure students' most basic needs, such as food and housing, are met. Okay, question number 2. Which of the following programs are managed by the Associated Students, Inc., or ASI? A, Student Government. B, the Food Pantry. C, Children's Center. Or D, Safe Rides. Or E, all of the above? The answer is, you guessed it, it's E, all of the above. ASI also has a bike shop and recreation services. Okay, last question. Sacramento State has greatly improved its graduation rates with its Finish in 4 program. Which of the following services are available to students as they work to achieve this goal? A, 7 academic support centers plus student success centers at every college at Sacramento State. B, 20 equity programs, including foster youth and first generation programs. C, 10 student centers and 14 campus-wide programs to help students. Or D, all of the above? I'm sure you are all seeing a trend now. Yep, it's D, all of the above. So as you can see, Sacramento State has a ton of services, programs, and resources to support the student experience. Thanks for playing along. And while it was fun for us to learn about some of the student services at Sacramento State, there is a serious element to all of the work that we do as well. And that is helping our students battle food insecurity. So even before COVID-19, but especially now, food is an overwhelming need for many throughout our region, including among the student body at Sacramento State. We've had hundreds of students who've never visited the CARES office or ASI food pantry before who are now coming in seeking our services. So during these past few months, we have partnered with local government officials and restaurant owners to feed thousands of Sacramento State students. And we anticipate that demand will only grow in the months ahead. So we are committed to keeping these services open because they are vital to our students. Scholarships are wonderful, yes, but it's very difficult for a student to be successful in their academic pursuits if their basic needs like food and housing aren't being taken care of. That is why the On the Rise campaign is so important. Philanthropy has the power to help these students overcome these obstacles so they can continue to rise. So here to tell us more about the student experience at Sacramento State, I'm pleased to welcome some of our students from the Sacramento State's Associated Students, Inc.
Thank you for joining us. So for all the viewers out there, Noah, can you please tell us a little bit about ASI and what ASI does for student support?
Certainly. ASI, or Associated Students Incorporated, is our student government here at Sacramento State. We provide a variety of services and programs to support students and ensure they can be as successful as possible. We have a variety of different departments like our Peak Adventures, our Aquatic Center, the Business Office, our Government Office, and many other services that try to ensure that students have access to the resources they need and a chance to advocate for their voice in their time here at this university.
So, how would you describe your role as an ASI board member as it relates to instilling a sense of pride and ownership of the Sac State community and belongingness to the Hornet family?
As an ASI board member, I just really want to ensure that students are being heard and that their voices are being brought to the table.
For me, it's really two things. It's ensuring that students' voices are advocated for, and it's ensuring that they have access to the resources they need. In terms of advocating for the student voice, as board members, it's our job to make sure that our students are represented and that their voice is heard on matters that affect their education. In terms of resources, it's extremely important that students have access to the resources they need to be successful, and it's our job as board members to advocate for those resources and ensure that students have access to them. In terms of being prideful about my place as a Hornet here at Sacramento State, it's just amazing to know that we're advocating for our students and that we're making a difference in their lives and that we're really serving our students to the best of our ability and ensuring that they can be as successful as possible.
So adding on to what Noah said, I think for me, what makes me a proud board member for ASI is making sure that Sac State is an inclusive space, and we're also advocating to make sure that students' basic needs are being met.
Well, it sounds like you all do such amazing work for the student body, and with that philanthropic support, you're able to do so much more. So thank you so much for kind of explaining to all of our viewers out there what it is that ASI does. So last question, what does philanthropy mean to each of you, and what impact have you observed or noticed with an increase of philanthropic support?
Philanthropy to me means being able to promote the well-being of others. What I have seen lately is due to the pandemic, many students are being able to share information with one another that before they weren't able to share. They're being able to give students resources such as CalFresh information and being able to tell students it's okay that you might not have the resources, but here's where to look and here's where to find them. And it has been very enriching to me because as an ASI board member, I have been sitting on the ASI Memorial Scholarship, and that has been very humbling because I'm reading stories that students may not want to share publicly and that are enabled to really commit themselves and really show that they need support.
For me, I would say philanthropy means increased student success here at Sacramento State. I've been fortunate enough to see it from both perspectives. I, in my second year, was lucky enough to receive a memorial scholarship that made a really dramatic impact on my life and really helped me get through a difficult point. I've seen the impact that it can have for students personally on the work that I've done on the ASI board.
Yeah, so philanthropy to me means just being altruistic, and I've seen that all across the board. Last semester when students received their CARES grant and also their stimulus checks, they decided to donate the money instead of keeping to themselves, and I know that can really mean a lot for students who are struggling. And personally, I've utilized the food pantry as well because I know when it's the end of the week and I don't have my paycheck yet, I know I have something to fall back on.
Well, thank you so much. It sounds like there have been so many really great ways that philanthropy has really helped not only yourselves, but all of the students at Sac State. And I'm so proud to know that ASI is out there supporting students. So thank you again for joining us and sharing your stories and really kind of telling everybody out there about what the support actually does to help that students. Back to you.
It's now time for our Person of the Week. This week's segment will feature
Hi, my name is Ramzi Mahmood, and I'm the Director of Office of Water Programs. I started at Sac State in 1994 as a professor of civil engineering. Shortly after, I became Director of Water Programs in 97. And then later on in 2003, I became a department chair of civil engineering. And that's the time where I understood the importance of philanthropy in improving the lives of our students. I consider my job as a privilege to be at Sac State. Actually, all of us that work at Sac State, it's a privilege. We work with students that contribute to this region and to the California economy. When I became department chair, I realized that when I attend commencement and the president calls on students, for those students who are first generation graduates, and then you look at that and then there's this wave of students that get up, I look back and I say, oh my God, this job is great. I am making such a great difference with the lives of these students and generations to come. Part of my job as a department chair, I interviewed all graduating seniors through exit interview. And one of my messages is, we're delighted to have you as a student, and now you will be an alumni, and you need to come back and stay connected, because that's what makes us strong. That's what makes us viable as a campus, as a community. So philanthropy is important. In civil engineering, I can give you an example. We were able to raise funds and buy a piece of instrument that one of the faculty members was able to secure by these donations, and then an undergraduate student actually participated in the research. This is one story, but we have many. So your donation, for every dollar that you donate, it's really important in the lives of our students. The pandemic taught us a lesson for us to be resilient, and that's where the philanthropy plays a big role. We found out that a lot of our students are in need of even a daily securing their food. This is where we need your help. So every dollar invested at Sac State makes a big difference in the lives of our students.
Coming up after our commercial break, stay tuned for an interview with President and Jody Nelson.
I think I've always enjoyed science, even from like a young age. I remember in about 6th or 7th grade, we had to make a marble track for like our physics portion of the science class. And at first I thought it was really hard and didn't really enjoy it, but when we actually made the whole maze and watched the marble go all the way from the top to the bottom, it was a really fulfilling experience. And just from that point, I think I really enjoyed science. I think being passionate about science and contributing to both the health field and just the science community, and I guess just the community in general, fuels me. My mom has always been someone that has pushed the boundaries of what people think that she could do. She was the first in her family to attend college, to attend Sac State. She always was passionate and dedicated and worked hard in everything that she did. And so I think she really instilled those characteristics in me.
I started at Sac State after I got my AA from Sac City. I started here. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I changed my major several times and finally decided I loved English. It was the most enlightening and exciting time of my life. I loved the professors, I loved learning, and I loved learning everything. It was so great. When people say State University, they say it kind of in a degrading way, and I'm thinking, no, this is a wonderful experience here.
So receiving both the Marta West scholarship and the biology laureate scholarship, both from the Department of Biological Sciences, really meant a lot to me to be on the rise in the fact that I wasn't having to focus on trying to get an outside job or having to, worry about all the loans that I was going to have at the end of my undergraduate. I was able to really appreciate the time, the courses, and the research I was able to do here at Sac State. And that was all because I was, generous donations from other people.
Sac State's #1, Stingers up.
Welcome back. We have an update on our breaking news story. Wait, I'm sorry, but we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties.
The Placer Center has truly broken down the barriers to access to higher education in Placer County. It's been a game changer to be a student at the Placer Center.
So if I look back at what's happened with the Placer Center, we all knew it was a really good idea when we got started, but I don't think any of us could have predicted how successful it would become.
So the evolution of the Placer campus has really been phenomenal in the past 20 years. I really had no idea that Placer Center campus would evolve so quickly.
We've got a real campus here. We've got a true public-private partnership. We're seeing students graduate.
A lot of students are balancing work and school at the same time. So I feel like because of the Placer Center, I don't have to sacrifice one for the other.
Our initial idea was really to think out of the box and kind of create something innovative. A partnership between a CSU campus and a community college campus that really hadn't been done before. And I think looking back, it really framed the culture of the university. And so I'm just really proud of the work that we've been able to do and how innovative we've been. And it's a real testament to the leadership at Sac State and at Sierra College and all of the folks that have worked so hard to make it become what it is today.
It means that our faculty and students are exposed to these different types of innovations that are really transformative in nature. But with many of our current programs working collaboratively with industry on real life problems and solutions, we can pivot our teaching and learning and training as industry pivots.
The future of Placer County and our students is forever changed because of the Placer Center. And even just watching the surrounding business community thrive, the career opportunities are more abundant and it's right here in our backyard.
The memorial moment is watching industry align and work collaboratively with our students and our faculty in the spaces that we have developed for them.
We are connected to the county. We are connected to Sierra College. We are truly connected and are part of this community. That's what I am proud of.
And now our community is seen as a leader in not only the state, but in the nation in higher education. So many businesses have been germinated out of this effort.
Stingers Up has not changed and hasn't changed in 20 years. Even today, it's here. Sac State and Placer Center are #1. Stingers Up!
Okay, we're back. We apologize for that interruption. It seems we got a broadcast transmission from the year 2040. That can't be right, can it? We now have an update about our story for On the Rise. To date, Sacramento State has raised towards its $225 million goal. These funds stand to transform our university, including individual lives of students and faculty, important programming, and also the facilities throughout campus, such as the Ernest E. Shannon science complex. This transformation isn't happening to just the sciences alone. Here is a story about how philanthropy is transforming the arts and culture at Sac State.
Hello everyone. My name is Sherry Meyer and I am the very proud Dean of the College of Arts and Letters here at Sacramento State. Nearly 30 years ago, when I came here with my family as a brand new professor of English, we had only about 18,000 students, primarily transfer and commuter. Here we are, nearly 30 years later, and we have nearly double that amount, a much more diverse and expansive group of students, faculty, and staff who re-enliven everything we do on a day-to-day basis. So what have we done to meet these new challenges of our students, our faculty, and our staff? We have new and newly redesigned programs such as BFAs in graphic design, interior architecture, studio art, and photography, and some of those are the only ones in Northern California. We have new minors and new certificate programs, like our Latin American Studies minor, a beautiful interdisciplinary program that draws from other departments across the campus. And we have a certificate in Spanish for healthcare, so that our students are able to meet the needs of our health needs as well as our linguistic needs. How has the campus changed? Well, it's still the beautiful park-like campus that we all love, but we have new buildings, and in arts and letters, we have been busy renovating our various arts facilities, such as the concert hall and the University Theater, where your dollars have made it possible through our Take a Seat campaign to bring in new seats, new carpeting, and improve the experience for both the actors and our audiences. So let me tell you a little bit more about what philanthropy means to me. Philanthropy means opportunity. It means the opportunity to live up to our commitment to access and to success for every student who comes to Sacramento State. It means that our students can take that road not taken, to quote Robert Frost, and pursue the arts, and pursue history and English, and all those beautiful liberal arts that enliven our lives. So scholarships, like our new ones, and every dollar that you contribute to Sacramento State makes the difference between a student dropping out, deferring, or actually completing their degree in a timely fashion. We are also appreciative because it allows us to expand our various ensemble groups. So our alumni and our emeritus faculty and those of you who contribute to honor those you love make it possible, for example, for us to have a new Vulicek piano trio and a new Hornet Horns quintet. That's because every dollar you give us goes directly to our programming. And every dollar you give us also allows us to be a true anchor university, committed to making the Sacramento region into the creative economy it can become, a vibrant, diverse, equitable community where artists and humanists thrive and show leadership in terms of solving the problems we all face. We go into our neighborhoods with programs like Create, that went into District 6. We have a beautiful, huge metal sculpture called #Poppy that we did in alliance with the Power In Alliance, and our own students created it. And if you come to our Welcome Center, you'll even someday see a traditions monument designed by our students and park in our new parking garage and see the wraps and wayfinders from our graphic design students. What does the future hold? With your help in this campaign, the future holds growth. It means meeting the needs of our entire community. For us in arts and letters, it means new programming, like an arts and culture entrepreneurship certificate or minor, so our students can be leaders in the field. And someday, maybe 10 years from now, it means a new virtual arts and performing center for you to come and visit with us. So thank you, and here's to going on the rise for Sacramento State's future.
And now it's time for our sports update. Interviewing Mark Orr, Athletics Director at Sacramento State, is Cameron Law, Executive Director of the Carlson Center at Sacramento State. Law is a former student athlete himself and has a unique perspective on how student athletes are adapting to the changing environment.
Alrighty, excited to be here with you, Mark, and just Hornet Athletics has really taken off in the last 3 years, and would love just kind of to get in the mind of Mark Orr.
Well, it's been tremendous, and what an opportunity for me to serve Sacramento State, and a privilege to be the athletic director here. Over the last 3 years, we've had tremendous accomplishments. This past year, the first ever Big Sky Conference championship in football. You know, so 25 years in the Big Sky Conference, first time we've had a football championship. Coach Troy Taylor was National Coach of the Year, and just a tremendous opportunity there. We also have a tremendous baseball program. Reggie Christensen, our head baseball coach, has brought in local stars such as Reese Hoskins and several other local stars to play here at Sacramento State. 2 of the last 3 years in the NCAA Regional, and most recently at Stanford, and upset UC Santa Barbara. So tremendous baseball program. Our softball program made their NCAA tournament 2 years ago. I went down to UCLA and played UCLA to the final inning for success. More impressively, I'm so proud of what our student athletes have done in the classroom. Overall, GPA of a 3.2 amongst all the teams, a graduation success rate of close to 90%. So all in all, our student athletes are champions on the field and on the court, but also in the classroom and in our community. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
Where do you see the Hornet Athletics and this Hornet community going over the next 10 years? What's that vision look like?
Well, I think we need to build an infrastructure to support these tremendous student athletes, and it starts with our facilities. We're sitting here at Hornet Stadium, beautiful Hornet Stadium, and the Broad Field House, and just a tremendous facility. But as our athletic programs have continued to grow, as demands for student athletes continue to grow, facility demands continue to increase. So an expansion of the Broad Field House is needed. We have one weight room here that serves 21 sports and over 580 student athletes in one weight room. So we do need to provide resources such as that for the student athlete experience. The other big project that not only impacts Hornet Athletics, but our entire Sacramento community and Sacramento State is an event center. And this is a project that's been discussed for many, many years, and it's a tremendous need for our programs that will serve our men's and women's basketball programs for sure, but our campus, our community, and that's a project that certainly will have our attention. And then lastly, just on an annual basis, to be able to operate a Division I athletic program, scholarships are continuing to be an important piece of that. We spend about $5 million a year for student athlete scholarships, over 200 scholarships to support our student athletes getting an education and an opportunity to compete. We'll need to continue to support those efforts to give them that opportunity.
Who are some of the top people that come to mind when you think about that mergence of the athlete mindset as well as that entrepreneurial mindset?
Yeah, our student athletes definitely are more than just athletes, and what they do in the classroom obviously, but in our community, and certainly have opportunities to promote entrepreneurship and be an entrepreneur themselves. And our student athletes continue to try to take advantage of those opportunities off of the field and off of the court. We have alumni such as Alyssa Nakin, who's been a world changer with her role as a coach, first female coach for the San Francisco Giants. So it's amazing what our alumni, our student athlete alumni, what they're doing in business, in sport, in everything happening outside of athletics. Our current student athletes have opportunities to make those connections and engage, work with the Center of Entrepreneurship. We'll see them making an impact in our community beyond Sacramento State, become tremendous alumni, entrepreneurs, and change makers in our community.
I couldn't agree more, and look forward to see further convergence of the entrepreneurial mindset and the athletic mindset. So appreciate the conversation and learning more about the Hornet athletics and the Hornet community.
No, thank you, and thanks to all of our Hornet alumni out there. Stingers up.
Stingers up.
My name is Dewey Cotton III. I play football at Sacramento State. I am a wide receiver. I come from a family of 10. But the people in my life at Sac State that have helped me get here, I thank them so much, because without my village, I would be homeless. Without my village, I wouldn't know what to do tomorrow. I'd like to thank all my coaches who have helped mentor me, helped guide me to be the man I am today and the man I'm going to be tomorrow. I'd like to thank my deans for showing me the way, not only athletically, but in my schoolwork. When I hear the word Sacramento State is on the rise, I think about how many people supported me to get to where I am today. Philanthropic support has made a difference on my life. It has impacted thousands of students at Sac State, and the On the Rise campaign, there will be an even greater impact. It is going to take us to come together as individuals to continue to help Sac State students on the rise. Sac State is on the rise. Stingers up!
Welcome back. Now it's time for our final segment in today's program, a Q&A with our special guest, President and Jody Nelson. I'd like to introduce Lisa Cardoza, who will be our interviewer.
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Happy to be here.
It's a pleasure.
When you all started in July 1st, 2015, we began the comprehensive campaign, Sacramento State's first comprehensive campaign, On the Rise. Tell me a little bit about what this campaign means to you and to the community.
This campaign is really about students, 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 students. This university is about students. It's about giving opportunities. We often talk about the miracle on J Street, and it is a miracle. We are seeing our students graduate at record amounts. You will remember when we came here, I put out the numbers. I was embarrassed to say 8% of our students were graduating in 4 years. But we now have improved that by 164%. It is a miracle. And we've done that by providing better services for our students, by doubling our scholarships for our students, because a lot of our students come from poverty. A lot of them come from poor, and a lot of them from middle class. They need that sort of help. We've improved our facilities. We've got the Shannon complex, okay? Did we even dream of that? No, we had Bunsen burners that didn't work and people using hair dryers instead. And now look, so the campaign has always been about providing better services for our students and getting endowed professors here. We've got an endowed professorship in happiness. That seems to fit Sac State, I think. We've done 3 of those endowed chairs. We'd never dreamed of that before. Our faculty have had chances for professional development because of this campaign. We are really there now, working on the cutting edge and making certain that every student has the opportunity to graduate in 4 years.
Jody, tell us a little bit about maybe some of your most memorable moments here.
Well, we love Sacramento. The people are so friendly. They've really opened their arms to us. And one thing I've learned during the almost 6 years, I can't believe it, almost 6 years.
That's right.
I've learned that Sacramento has a big heart. You know, in addition to my work at the university, I serve on the board of 2 local nonprofits, the Sacramento Family Justice Center and the LGBT Community Center. And Sac State has connections to both of those, as well as many other nonprofits in the area. And we're all working together to make Sacramento a great place. Again, you know, it's all about the students. And, you know, with the pandemic, the students have really needed a little bit of extra help. And so we've made sure that the food pantry is open, and we've made sure through the CARES office, they have a new program about helping homeless students. And currently 15 students are housed now in safe, secure housing. These students found themselves on the streets through no fault of their own during the pandemic. So it's programs like these that are so important.
And can you talk a little bit about how philanthropy plays into that?
You know, giving back to the community that you live in is just so important. And Robert and I give to the university and to several nonprofits every year. And you know, when we established the endowment in our son's name, the Robert Seth Nelson Student Emergency Fund, we were overwhelmed and just moved by everyone who contributed to that and continues to contribute to that. And so, you know, 60% of our students remain in the region after they graduate. And so when we're giving to programs that support our students, we're really investing in the Sacramento region.
9,000 students graduate here every year. Okay, that's up from 7,300. 9,000 students graduate, and they give back to the community, and they care, and the community has helped them. It's a pay forward and pay back. It's a pay every way that you would possibly can. And things happen that you'll never dream of. The Shannon Science Complex, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Right now, we have a vaccination clinic on our campus. Why? Because we have freezers in the Shannon complex that can house the vaccine. So we're able to give back to the community. We are an anchor institution. We are anchored here. We are making certain that we can continue these miracles.
Tell me a little bit about what On the Rise means to you.
When we first came up with the tagline, On the Rise, people said, no, we're already there. And I believe we are. But we are lifting the entire community. And all of Sacramento is on the rise. Think about how we're growing as a university each year. Think about our football team, okay?
That's right.
I wanted to wear the ring today just to show you. But think about what they accomplished this last year. Our faculty are winning more and more awards all of the time. They turned on a dime during the pandemic and kept everything going. We didn't skip a beat. They made it happen all the way through. And our students prospered because of it. So we really are on the rise. And we're going to continue to rise forever. Our faculty come from some of the very best universities in the nation. They come here because they love what they're doing, and they're passionate about spreading knowledge and creating new knowledge. We've got entrepreneurs, okay? One of our best gifts that we got was from Dale and Katie Carlson. They gave us money for the Carlson Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Just this last week, we had a fantastic meeting about everything that's been done there, even during the pandemic. We didn't stop at all. 60 new companies just generating more and more people and giving boot camps for people so they can really start their own companies and helping them come forward. So it's been very exciting. Working with Fourth Wave, which is a group of women entrepreneurs. We've been moving forward. And Elizabeth Shattuck, giving us money for an endowed professorship in history, teaching us about what slavery was and what its legacy is and how our country was created. And the Kramer Chair, okay, in politics. We are in the city where policy is made. We influence that policy. We are the knowledge makers.
Talk to me a little bit about, especially right now, how critical it is for us to educate and graduate students who care about people, who care about the communities that they live in.
We need a united United States. And that's what education does. That is why we have higher education. It brings us together. It supports our democracy. It doesn't matter whether you're conservative or liberal. It's about us working together, helping each other, loving each other, creating that world that will be better for our kids and for their kids and for everybody's kids. So we're working hard on that front. We want to establish a Center for Democracy here on our campus so that we can spread that message forever.
I love that, Robert. So thank you again for being here with us and for sharing such touching stories. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
You know, I just think about what I want my personal legacy to be. And being here at Sacramento State, it is just so clear that I want it to be that I helped someone, a student, maybe more than one student, to rise up, become everything that they could be and be successful in the community.
It's not a matter of numbers, it's a matter of people. Everyone's legacy, everyone who gives to this campaign, everyone's legacy is our students. And we have a chance to really make a difference here.
Sacramento State is truly on the rise.
Already transforming the world around us, Sacramento State students are creating a brighter future for us all.
I'm proud to be a Hornet because the campus community is so supportive and so resilient, and it makes me happy to be a part of something cool.
I love talking about
Sac State is a thriving university, deeply anchored in our community, where approximately 9,000 students graduate every year. 60% of our alumni work in the Sacramento region, leading the state's top industries and helping to power the world's 5th largest economy. Coming from all corners of the world, Sac State students bring promise, tenacity, and valuable life experiences.
I am helping out at the food pantry with ASI.
Sage Beeman advances her passion for community and helping students by using her voice as an LGBTQ advocate.
Put the money in the way, Red. What's up?
And as a DJ on Sac State's student radio station.
Being a first-generation college student is something that makes me really happy because it's my chance to sort of change the game in my family and people going after me, my children, their children. Higher education is going to be normal.
At Sacramento State, we focus on the whole student because what happens outside the classroom is as defining as what happens inside.
I never really looked at higher education as the next step in my life.
Sienna Horita, a former foster youth, thought college was out of her reach, but earned scholarships and found support in Sac State's Guardian Scholars Program.
There's barriers, hunger, financial stability, housing. There's so many things that kind of stop you from chasing your dreams.
In finding community, Sienna has found opportunity and a sense of belonging.
Definitely coming here to Sac State has changed everything for me and opened way more new beginnings for me that I could choose from.
When it comes to individual potential, at Sacramento State, we do a lot with a lot.
My story is one of perseverance.
As a student working his way through college, Rabil Green was homeless. With a Sac State degree, Rabil has come full circle and now teaches at Sac State's College of Continuing Education and serves on the Alumni Association Board of Directors.
There are so many situations where people have the intellect, they have the drive, they have the skills to be successful, but they just don't have the means.
With you by their side, there is no limit to what Sac State students can achieve.
Definitely with the generosity and support that you give me and other students like me hope for a better future.
I'm proud to say that I'm on the rise. And that's all with the thanks to Sacramento State, the community, and its donors.
When you're giving, when you're investing, what you're doing is you're changing people's lives for the better. And you're making it so those people can be pillars of their own communities, pillars in their own families.
On the Rise, the campaign for Sacramento State is a campaign for Sacramento, for the region, and for the world. And there is a role for everyone. Whatever cause you value, you can advance it through Sac State and help build a brighter future for all.
Thank you, Lisa, President Nelson, and Jody. And with that, we are out of time.
Thank you for joining us today. We really hope you've enjoyed our program and will consider making a gift to our On the Rise campaign.
And now for your moment of Hornet Pride.
My name is Sue McGinty, and I'm a retired faculty member from Sacramento State.
Hi, my name is David Lopez, and I graduated from Sac State in 2015.
Greetings. I'm Bernice Bastin-Martinez, a faculty member at Sac State and a member of the University Foundation Board.
Hi, I'm Margot Bogg. I'm a 1972 graduate of Sac State in English. I'm also on the University Foundation Board.
My name is Kinsey Murphy, and I'm from Sacramento, and I'm a graduate of Sac State. Sac State opened a door that enabled me to start a second career as a speech-language pathologist, where I have served people of all ages, from all walks of life, and in many settings. It even took me to American Samoa. I retired and unretired, and now teach at Sac State as a clinical instructor.
I had an incredible experience at Sacramento State, I would say from several different dimensions. First, intellectually, even though I was admitted to go to Cal 3 times, I chose to stay at Sacramento State because I had the ability to have very, very good relationships on a one-on-one basis with faculty.
If you think an English degree doesn't go far, let me tell you that my experience at Sac State led me to a wonderful career in speech writing, working for a global magazine, as well as many other opportunities.
The university's scholarship and other resource support is making a very positive difference in the life of our students.
So I'd say Sac State has had quite an impact on my life.
All of these things were very good for me, and I have a loyalty to Sacramento State, and that's why I gave our family scholarship, which is for undocumented immigrants and single parents.
Sac State's various community partnerships and student programs gave me career building opportunities that made me who I am today. And I give back to invest in developing the leaders of tomorrow.
I saw firsthand the university's commitment to student success. Now I give because I want my dollars to make a difference in the lives of students.
So when I was at Sac State, I had the opportunity. I hope you'll join me at this opportunity.
Sac State will continue on this path to serve students and community. Will you join me with your generous support? Sac State is on the rise. Let's make it happen. Thank you.
Because you know, Sacramento State is on the rise. Stingers up.
Sacramento State is on the rise.
Sac State is on the rise.
Sacramento State is on the rise.